Before we get started, let's take a moment to set the scene. In ancient Athens, people, debates, persuasion, and big philosophical questions were part of everyday life somehow. It was a time when professional teachers, known as sophists, taught people how to win arguments, often for a fee. But Socrates was different. He didn't charge money and he wasn't interested in teaching people how to simply win debates. Instead, he wanted to help people think more deeply about truth, justice, and how to live a good life. In this video, we will explore who Socrates was, what he stood for, and why his ideas still matter today. Okay, what's Socrates trying to say? First, we need to keep in mind that he's not a sophist. Socrates said he's not a professional teacher or someone who charges money to teach clever arguments. He just asks questions to help people think more clearly about life, justice, truth, etc. Okay, who is sophist? A sophist was a type of teacher in ancient Greece, especially during the 5th century BCE, who was known for teaching rhetoric or the art of persuasive speaking and often charged money for their instruction. And it's really interesting to know that sophists were accused by philosophers like Socrates and Plato of using deceptive reasoning and caring more about winning arguments than seeking wisdom or moral truth. Socrates is misunderstood. Unfortunately, people think he's dangerous because he questions traditional beliefs, but he's just trying to make people more thoughtful. His bad reputation came from years of rumors and comedy plays like those by Aristophanes. So the bad reputation was not from real wrongdoing. Okay, the story of the oracle at Delphi. Socrates was told by the oracle, which was a kind of religious figure, that he was the wisest person. But Socrates didn't believe it. He didn't think he was wise at all. So he went around talking to people who were considered smart, like politicians, poets, and craftsmen, to see if they were wiser than he was. What he found was surprising. People thought they knew a lot, but when Socrates asked them questions, it became clear that they didn't really understand the things they claimed to know. So, Socrates realized that true wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing that you don't know everything, or we can summarize it in one sentence. I know that I know nothing. Socrates' concept of wisdom centered on the recognition of one's own ignorance. So the main idea is Socrates was called wise because he understood how little he truly knew, while others wrongly believed they knew everything. Okay, why he's on trial? He believes he's on trial not because of anything illegal, but because his way of questioning makes people uncomfortable and exposes their ignorance. That's why many powerful people hate him. However, Socrates rejected typical defenses on trial. Unlike other defendants, Socrates doesn't beg for mercy or bring his children to court to gain sympathy. He believes that justice should be based on truth, not on emotional manipulation. He says it's more important to live a good and honest life than to avoid death. He refuses to stop asking hard questions, even if that means he will be executed. He says the unexamined life is not worth living. So the unexamined life is not worth living. But why he's not afraid of death? He says no one knows what happens after death. So fearing it is unwise. It could be nothingness, like a peaceful sleep or a chance to meet great minds of the past. Either way, he sees no reason to fear death. But finally, why does this matter today in this era? Socrates stands as a symbol of intellectual honesty, moral courage, and the importance of critical thinking. He shows that living a meaningful life means asking tough questions and seeking truth, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular.